What's going on, Built USA family? Welcome back to another edition of our build breakdowns. I am Mike, and this is our 27th giveaway, the 2024 Jeep Wrangler 392. This is a brand new 2024. For those of you Jeep lovers who already know about it, the first thing that you're gonna see is that totally redesigned 2024 grille. It's gotten a little shorter, maybe a little bit longer. There's vents in between the bezels so that you still get airflow to your radiator to feed that massive 392 cubic inch engine. While we're looking here at the front, you're gonna notice that these light bezels and some of our accents on this grille are a 392 gold. That is the accent color on the 392s. You're gonna see that from the factory on some of your decals, some of your badging. And what we did was take every single plastic piece on this Jeep. If it's not black, it's gold, and if it's not gold, it's black. We have powder coated and paint matched over 70 parts for this Jeep. And as you can see, it starts right here on that front grille. Down below that front grille is our Road Armor Stealth front bumper. This is powder coated, that gloss black. You also have some powder coated 392 gold for your D-rings, some accents here. Tucked nicely in that Road Armor front bumper is our worn Xeon 10S Platinum winch. That is a 10,000 pound winch, perfect to get you out of any dicey situations you may find yourself. For suspension, more of that 392 gold on your springs, your track bars, your upper and lower control arms. This is the Evo Stage 4 4.5 inch lift that you may have seen on a couple of our previous builds, and we love it. We think this is the best setup that money can buy. We also added the King Remote Reservoir adjustable shocks. For wheels and tires, we went with the Method 17 inch true beadlock wheel with a 38 by 13.5 inch Nitto Trail Grappler tire. These things are massive, they look great, and with that 392 gold with the gloss black ring, these things look perfect. Making our way up, you are going to notice the 50 inch KC Gravity Pro 6 light bar and our two A-pillar mounted Gravity Pro 6 spotlights. We popped them on for you so you can see how bright they actually are. It is the middle of the day and these things are still extremely bright. Perfect for your off-road adventures. You're gonna see everything coming up on the trail. I actually skipped it here, we also have a couple of fog lights, rigid fog lights tucked nicely in that Stealth bumper. As far as fenders, we also went with the Road Armor Stealth fenders. For the outer and inner fenders, got some more 392 gold details there. And one of our favorite aspects of these fenders is your running lights and blinkers that are integrated into the fender. These things are very clean. They look right. They look really, really good on this 392. And while we're talking about the paint matching, we'll get into some of the other parts that we did. For mirrors and handles and a lot of the other plastic parts on this Jeep, including our hood latches, our windshield stopper, and our windshield wiper cowl. These are stock, a plastic, textured plastic. So all of these parts have been shaved nice and smooth and paint matched gloss black, so they integrate perfectly with the black and gold of this Jeep. Getting into this Jeep is also no problem at all because you have the Rock Slide Gen 3 step sliders, automatically open and close when you get in and out. Of course, we had to do a little powder coating here and add some of that 392 gold flair to it. Around back, you're gonna see that we added the Oracle LED taillights. These are also paint matched. And if you've seen some of the other vehicles we've done, we actually previously did these taillights on a couple of Gladiators, and they fit a little differently on the Wrangler. And as you can see, they are completely tucked in there. The stock ones hang out just a bit, and the stock Gladiator taillights actually hang out a lot. And these Oracle taillights solve all those problems. They look exceptional on the rear end of this Wrangler, and they're a must for those of you who are looking for an addition to your Jeep or just to get rid of those old taillights. Also around back here, we have the Road Armor Stealth rear bumper and the tire carrier for this massive 38-inch Nitto tire. And again, the rear end of this truck looks just as good as the front. The accents of the 392 Gold are consistent from the front to the back. And before we move on inside, I'm gonna show you one of my favorite additions, the 𝗪𝗧 S-Type exhaust. This is a 392 with 470 horsepower. It should sound like this. This thing has paddle shifters. It is incredible to drive, and it sounds just as good as it drives. So, love the exhaust. 𝗪𝗧, you killed it. And whoever wins this thing is going to love this exhaust note. All right, on the inside of this Jeep Wrangler 392, the first thing that you're gonna notice is these Napa red leather bucket seats with the Rubicon 392 stitching. In the previous years, these 392s were only available with black seats. In 2024, Jeep decided, well, you're only allowed to get red seats now. So Napa red leather is what all of the 392s are coming with, and I gotta say, I think it looks really good on the inside of this aggressive Jeep. You're also gonna see that red accent on your console, on your door panels, and on your leather wrapped steering wheel. While we're on this steering wheel, I talked a little bit about those paddle shifters. This is an 8-speed automatic transmission. So when you want to let that 470 horsepower loose and hit some red lines, you just tap that left paddle, put you right into first gear. Everything on the right is gonna take you up. When you're done playing with the paddle shifters, you're gonna be in drive here, and you're just gonna hold that right one down until you're gonna go from a number of gear on your dash here, it's just gonna go back to drive, and it pops right back into a normal automatic. Super fun, and I gotta say, if you really wanna hear that exhaust in its best form, tap a paddle shifter, drop a couple gears, and let it sing. I always like to talk about the steering wheels on these Jeeps because they are extremely comfortable, leather wrapped, and the Jeeps come with a ton of options and accessories on your steering wheel. So on the back here, you have your volume control, as you can see there, and your next and back on the back left here. You also have your cruise control on the right side here with a lane adjustment. Basically, once you lock this thing into cruise control, you can adjust how many car lengths that you want to be from the person ahead of you, and Jeep will keep you in that range. You also have your volume controls and everything here for your radio, as well as your phone call options. Also new to 2024 is this redesigned dash. The Rubicons and the 392s used to come with that red dash, and now you have kind of this nice composite with some stitching in there. Really nice. I think it looks great. But the main event of the additions to the interior of the 24s is this 12.3-inch infotainment system and navigation. So you're going to have Apple CarPlay. You are going to have your heated seats and heated steering wheel options, your navigation, Apple CarPlay and Android. We have a front-facing camera, so you can use this while you're crawling. Make sure you're not gonna, knock any rocks. Your rear-facing camera and mirror dimming. You also have some apps in here. So media, comfort, navigation, phone. We're gonna go down to vehicle, and you have your tires. It'll tell you how much air is in your tires, but my favorite aspect of this is the off-road pages. So it's going to tell you your steering angles, whether your differentials are locked or unlocked, whether your sway bar is connected or disconnected. You have some accessory gauges here. your pitch and roll, and again, that front-facing camera is nice and accessible. So if you do want to get this thing dirty, you're doing some rock crawling, you're doing some mudding or something, and you need to lock your differentials or unlock that sway bar, that is all going to be right down here. So you have the option to lock the rear diff by holding that down, and it's locked. So if we wanted to lock the front and rear, we're going to hold that up. If you want to disconnect the sway bar, you're just going to push that in right there. And you have Off-Road Plus, which is going to change your shift points and give you a little more aggressive driving. I believe it also turns off the traction control, which you can do manually here as well. And even with that Borla edition, you still have the option for the active exhaust. So if you're in a nice quiet neighborhood, you can turn that down so you don't disturb your neighbors, or you can turn it on and disturb your neighbors. One of the other things on the interior that I really love is the accessibility to all of your accessory lights. So we have plugged in a few of these. Aux 1 is going to be that 50-inch KC light bar. Aux 2 is going to be your spotlights. Aux 3, I believe, is your rock lights, and those can be, I forgot to mention those while we were on the outside. All of those rock lights, there's 16 rock lights around this Jeep, and those are all controlled by this little remote right here. And I believe auxiliary 4 is still available. So if you decide we didn't add enough lights for you and you're our winner, you can add another light bar if you want. You also have the very cool little details. Jeeps are known for their Easter eggs, and you have a nice little Willys on your shifter here. And of course, as you start looking into the corners of this Jeep, let's see if we can get this shot here. You have another little Willys up in the corner. Maybe we'll try to show that to you. There's a Jeep right there. And there's also a Gorilla right here, which I don't know if I've ever seen that one before, but very cool. Love the Easter eggs that Jeep does. Let's pop the hood and show you that Jeep 392. What you are looking at is 392 cubic inches of American muscle tucked into a Jeep Wrangler. That is 392 cubic inches for you liter people. That's 6.4 liters of V8 power, pushing 470 horsepower, 470 pound-feet of torque, and it moves this massive Wrangler from 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds. Those numbers were absolutely unheard of for Jeep Wranglers or any SUV just a few years ago, but you got it right here, and it looks better than ever. Plus, it's going to come with $50,000 in cash if you are the lucky winner. How do you enter, you ask? Head over to builtusa.com right now. Get yourself a t-shirt, a hat. Any of the products in our store are going to get you one entry for every $1 that you spend. The best bang for your buck, though, is become a Built USA member, and you're going to get 20 times entries on any purchase as long as you stay active. So spend 10 bucks, get 200 entries. Buy a t-shirt and you're gonna get 20 times the normal amount of entries for that t-shirt. It's the best bang for your buck, so head over to builtusa.com, become a member, and you could be our 27th winner to take home the 2024 Jeep Wrangler 392 and the $50,000 in cash. Thank you guys for sticking with me today and watching this video. If you like what you see, hit that like button, drop us a comment, ask some questions. If I didn't cover something or you have a question, please drop it down there in the comments. Subscribe to Built USA's channel and hit the bell so that you get a notification every time that we drop a brand new video. But most of all, head over to builtusa.com, claim your entries to win the 24 Wrangler 392 and the $50,000 in cash, and I could be meeting you to hand over this stack and the keys to the brand new Wrangler 392. Good luck.